Hi guys, I'm Boss Nekomamushi, and in this video I'll talk about a new chapter of One Piece, the number 852, that is called Germa's Failure. In this chapter we see principally two scenes, the one in the library where Luffy and Nami were imprisoned, and the one in the infirmary, that is the place in which happens the dialogue between Sanji and Padding. So, about Sanji, we see how Sanji goes to Reiju in order to inform her about what's happened, because Reiju has no memories of what happened to her because of Padding's power. And so he reveals Big Mom's plan. But Reiju's reaction is very interesting and is very surprising, because she thinks that the best thing to do is to allow Big Mom to fulfill this plan, because in this way Germa will be destroyed. Indeed, she thinks that Germa is something that the world doesn't need, and she is ready to sacrifice herself in order to make the destruction of Germa possible. Sanji has a particular relationship with his sister, because she is the only one that demonstrated feelings when he was a child, and she's the one that saved him and that allowed him to escape. So he doesn't want her to die in this way. At this point we know more Reiju nature and also Sanji's nature and his relationship with his brothers, but also his mom. Indeed, Reiju, that was born before Sanji and the others, that we know from this chapter, that are 4 Geminis, saw a dialogue between her mom and Judge, in which she contrasted him who wanted to modify Sanji and his brothers in order to transform them in monsters, but in this way they would not have been able to feel any emotions, and so with this transformation they would have become sort of monsters useful only in war in order to win a battle, for example. And this was Judge's aim. But despite his strong will, Sanji's mom was forced to suffer the treatment that was used in order to transform the children, but she tried to contrast Judge by using a sort of drug that contrasted the transformation. Despite of this fact, Ichiji, Niji and Yonji grew up as monsters, with their great physical abilities but also without possibility of feeling any emotions. On the other way, Sanji was different, and so he, for Judge, represented a failure, and for this reason the title of the chapter is Germa's Failure. But actually Sanji was the success of his mom's attempt of protection. But Sanji's mom died because of the subsequences of the drugs she ate, and for this reason, in a sense, Judge considered Sanji responsible for this fact. And he also blamed him because he was normal, because he was human. And for this reason he treated Sanji as we know. And we know also from that dialogue that Reiju is different from Sanji's brothers, because she is capable of feeling emotion such as him, but has no possibility of contrast Judge orders. And for this reason she thinks that it's better for her to die with Germa 66, because she took part to all bad things that Germa did in the past. So in a sense she is in a position that we could think for Padding before knowing what is her real behavior. Indeed, she is locked. She thinks that Germa is wrong, that Germa's way of acting is wrong, but she can't escape. And also she is the only one in Germa that is capable to prove emotions, so she is also the only one that is different from the other members of her family. She is quite similar to her mom, not only physically but also because she is a kind person. Indeed, she helped Sanji also in this situation, because we know from this chapter that she didn't use exploding handcuffs that Judge ordered her to use, And so Sanji is free to escape now that he knows that Padding wants to kill him with all the Germa. And so he's free to think about what's important, as Reiju says. Because, as Reiju says, the friends that he has now are the best people that he will find in his life. And so, in a sense, she says that what's important is to protect the relationship with his friend. She also says that probably Big Mom's threat of Bharati was only something that was used in order to keep the Germa 66 under her control, because in this way Germa could control Sanji thinking about the marriage and the Tea Party, while Big Mom only wanted the Germa Kingdom to enter in her territory. So at this point she's not interested in Bharati, she is only interested in acquiring Germa's military technology, and of course in killing Germa 66. But we have also to underline that this is what Padding said. So the things went in this way and will go in this way only if what Padding said is real, because this fact is not sure. There is also the possibility that Padding lied for the reason that she wanted Sanji to escape, for example. So from this dialogue we see how Reiju again helps Sanji escaping from himself and from his fears, from the fear of remaining alone, from the fear of losing his friends, because she makes him realize that in the position in which he is now, he is losing the relationship with his friends. And so she says to him to think about what is important now, to think about the relationship with his friends. The other scene that we see is the one with Luffy, Nami and Jimmy. But before talking about this situation, I want to underline that from what said the doctor that visited Reiju at the beginning of the chapter, Sanji is not at the fourth plan, that is the one in which Brook is fighting against Big Mom. Indeed, we know from this chapter that Smoothie ordered to close all the passages for the fourth plan, because she knows that Luffy is escaped, and she doesn't want her mom to know this fact, because maybe this will provoke a strong reaction in Big Mom that will damage the plan for the subsequent day, that according to Padding are the ones of killing all the members of the Germa 66. So now, talking about Luffy, we know how Jinbe burns up the book that imprisoned him and Nami, and that this was the only way to make them escape. So if Luffy ripped his hands, this fact would not have been useful in order to escape. After that, in a brief scene, Oda underlines that the promise that Luffy made with Sanji, that is the one of not eating anything that is not cooked by him, is still valid. Indeed, Luffy feels hungry, but he says that he doesn't want to eat. And how was easy to predict, he immediately runs in order to search Sanji, because he wants to warn him about Padding, and he doesn't know that Sanji already knows about Padding's plan. But we have to say that he is in a very difficult situation, because he is heavily damaged and he is also very hungry. That we know that this fact for Luffy is a weak point. So it's difficult to think that he will go far in his conditions. And what we can think is that maybe he will find soon Sanji, also because Smoothie and Big Mom are in the fourth plan, so it's difficult to think that he will reach them. And in that situation, Sanji will help him to hide, and they will talk about what to do, because they now know both what is Big Mom's plan, and maybe Sanji wants to save her sister, and for this reason Luffy will help him in that situation. But what is possible is also that Chopper and Carrot will find Luffy and will help him hide in the mirror world. Indeed, also Chopper is necessary in this situation, because if Sanji is the only one that can help Luffy for his hunger, Chopper is the only one that can help Luffy for his wounds. So they are both necessary for Luffy in order to reacquire his strength and his energy. Chopper and Carrot will be very useful also to make Brook escape from the fourth plan, because now the fourth plan is closed, and so the only way to escape is the one of using a mirror and to go in a mirror world. This escape will be very successful, because not only this will allow Brook to reach any point of the island, but it will be very difficult for Big Mom and for her subordinates to follow him, not only because he will go in the mirror world, but also because of the fact that the fourth plan is now closed. So I think that at this point it's difficult to think that Brook will be captured, because in that situation we will have again a situation in which a member of the crew is imprisoned, such as Luffy and Nami were till the last chapter. And so again it will be necessary someone that will save Brook. And so probably what will happen is that Brook will be helped by Chopper and Carrot in order to escape. And maybe they will find later Nami and Jinbe, or Luffy that is maybe with Sanji. So in this situation the development of the plot depends heavily on the place in which Chopper and Carrot will arrive and on who they will meet. But in this situation we have also to underline that Badge has a sort of plan that probably he will use in order to contrast Big Mom in some way, and that will be revealed during the tea party. This fact is very important, I think, for the development of the plot, and maybe it will be useful in order to help Sanji's sister surviving to Big Mom's plan, for example. But we have also to underline that Pedro was fighting with Tamago, and we don't know anything about what's happened to him, and so in some way he has to reach the others or to escape. And so what do you think about this chapter? What do you think about Reiju's character, and what do you think about Chopper and Carrot and who they will meet? What do you think about Capone's plan? And what do you think about what's happened to Pedro? Tell me in comments, and if you like the video, put a like and subscribe. I'm Boss Nekomamushi. We will see again with the comment of the next chapter, the 853. Bye.